Hi Libra. So we're going to do this from scratch today, and I'm also going to do the messages. So today we're using the Sacred Web Tarot as well as the Thoth Tarot. All right. So what does Libra need to know right now for their highest timeline? What does Libra need to know right now for their highest timeline? One more. Oh, this is the extra card in the deck. It forgot what it's called. I think it's called Aeon. It has no number. It's just an extra card. Very interesting. This card always reminds me of something, so we're gonna focus in on that. Okay. And that's being clarified, or that's clarifying the 10 of Pentacles. This buffalo, this bison, very interesting. That's also really important to me right now in my life. The buffalo. All right. Okay. All right, so what does Libra need to know right now for their highest timeline? What does Libra need to know right now for their highest timeline? One more. Ooh, you have the Queen of Pentacles, clarifying the Star card. Ooh, very nice. I love this Queen of Pentacles card. Okay, clarifying. I like the energy, just like the feel of whatever this is. All right. So what does Libra need to know right now for their highest timeline? Highest timeline. That feels like a lot. Okay. All right. That's all right. That's okay. Okay. Food science. Strawberry shortcake. Aw. Actually just watched a strawberry shortcake kid show about fairies. Okay. Crone wisdom. Production. The number 13. This is the name of one of my poems. Okay, I'll go ahead and reveal it. Okay, her name etched in stone. When I asked if I should reveal it, the name of it, I got the King of Pentacles, and we have the Queen right here. See what why that came through like that. Find the ... Find the what? Find the smudge. Oh my God. Yesterday, I was painting my thing here, and I literally smudged black on Virgo right here. I didn't paint that yesterday, but I smudged it in the open spot. Find the smudge. Well, we'll see if that has anything to do with... It's like immediately what my mind just went to. Find the smudge. I have this earthy energy here. Find the smudge. Then we have the King of Pentacles come through, which is another earthy energy. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so after Find the Smudge, we have Oaken Shield, Purity. Oakenshield is from the Hobbit movies, the leader. And check out their profile. Check out their profile. All right, okay. Interesting. Okay, so let's focus in on this energy. So about 9 or 10 years ago, I wrote a poem that very much reminds me of this card. When I first saw this card, it immediately reminded me of the poem I wrote. Okay, let's focus in on the card, and if I'm going to bring through the poem at some point. We're just going to kind of go through this first. Okay, so he's kind of out in space, kind of suspended out in the middle of space and looking at the sun, this bright light. He almost looks like he has a blindfold on. Maybe he feels the heat of the sun, but doesn't see it. He has it on his chest. He knows what he's going after. You can clearly see that that's what his intention is on, but he can't see it, but he can feel it. Oh, just lined up with my zodiac thing right here. Oh, the sun right here. All right. So he can clearly feel it. He's intentioned. He's using his other sense, a different sense to find it. He can't see the light of it, but he can feel the heat of it. Okay. And that is clarifying the 10 of Pentacles. Wealth. About this bison, I just recently looked into a lot of stuff on bison. It was something very important that came in, and I actually have a ritual bowl back here in my ritual space with 3 bison in it. A mother bison, a father bison, and a baby bison. Should I show that? Is that something? You know what? Okay, we got the King of Fire. Let me bring that out for you guys. I have an owl sitting on top of it, protecting it. So we're gonna bring this guy right here. I wonder if am I able to tilt it. I don't know if you can see that without it falling over. Don't want anything to fall over. There's the father bison. There's the mama bison, and the baby is right here. I have rose petals, salt in there, volcanic salt, Himalayan salt, juniper berries, sage, lavender. Oh, and little ladybugs. There's like these little ladybugs that for whatever reason they collect in this room, and I collect them and I put them in my bowl, and I ground up about 20 of them in this and put the powder in here. But since then, like, there's been more ladybugs and I've just been placing them in there. So there's also crushed ladybugs and full ladybugs in here. I'm going to keep this out. I'm going to put this owl back on here, just watching over this. Well, he's not wanting to sit on there right now. Okay. So you wanted somewhere else? I'm going to put him with the queen, because he kind of looks like this. Look at that. Just reminding me of this energy. I'm going to put him with this queen right here. All right, guys, very interesting. I don't ever show anyone anything from my ritual space. We got King of Fire with that. King of Fire, all right. Bison. So I've just like been really into, it came through in a very important way for me, like the synchronicities of that. Family, creation of ancestry, pre-heritage, creating a new family line. This could literally be about pregnancy, babies, something new being added. Generational wealth, inheritance, money. We'll see what that's about. Something else. I'm going to say something else, but I don't want to get like too distracted by the buffalo just right now. So we'll bring it back through and I'll get more into detail. Okay. All right, then we have this Queen of Pentacles. Grounded. Very much knows who she is. She's sitting at the top of her mountain. This could literally mean wealth, your resources, whatever resources mean to you. If you see the animal sitting right next to her is a goat. He's a climber. He gets to the top of those mountains. Or it's a ram. Is it a ram or a goat? I'm calling him a goat. I just assume he's a goat, but he kind of looks ram-like a little bit. Kind of like even maybe a mix. Anyways. Sensuality, earthly knowledge. She's entrusted with the earth element of her suit to hand it out, to give out information, knowledge, to share her resources in whatever way she's determined is appropriate for her. Even like a matriarch of a family. We have the Ten of Pentacles here. Or you're just becoming a mother. We have the owl. Literally, the owl didn't want to sit on top of the bowl like it's been sitting back here. It's been protecting the bowl, this bowl for the past week. I created this about a week ago. And he's been sitting up there protecting it, this energy. But like when I have it down here, he's not sitting on the bowl. He won't stay still. But he looks very much like the Queen of Pentacles energy, watching over something, even watching over a ritual, a manifestation. Calling something new in, calling something forward. This could be about a baby, whatever baby represents to you. Watching over it, following your signs and synchronicities, being very clear-sighted, even at nighttime, in the darkness, even in the darkness. An owl is going to see everything at night. That's when he hunts. He has a cute sight at nighttime. This owl is sitting with the Queen of Pentacles, watching over a manifestation. She's responsible. She has that responsibility. She's entrusted with doing this, whatever that is, this owl. Just like even motherhood, entrusted with being a mother, nurturing, caring, providing the milk, the nourishment. Being called upon. Okay, and that's clarifying the star. The star energy. This looks like you found something big, found something important. This feels big. This is big energy sitting right here, just within the cards and what just happened. Virgo, whatever that's about. Whatever that represents, because we had that thing lining up with that. Oh my gosh, once again, Oakenshield, Lord of the Rings stuff always comes through with you guys reading. But this is The Hobbit. Every single time, you guys always get that energy in your reading in some way. All right, I'm not mad. I love The Hobbit. I'm a nerd for it, so we're gonna see what it's about. Okay, but we have the star, hope, finding something important. You could even say, like, suns are stars. They're just stars that are far away. Or they're just suns that are far away. That's technically a star and a sun. You know, it's shining brightly. He's closer. Like, from far back, it was more of a star. But the closer he gets, it's becoming more of a sun. Star. Having focused or focused on your star. Whatever star represents to you, it's been coming through a lot lately in the readings. As like North Star, and also as the I don't want to go down this hole too much, but as like a partnership energy, like two parts of a whole. Like even like the twin flame concept. I have a completely different understanding of what that is. But the star, all parts of it coming together. If that's important, I'll bring it through. I've just brought it through in quite a few readings. So if we'll see. We'll see. But star. Yeah, it's not the background in this reading. It's very much like in this reading. We're gonna see what that's about. Okay, so food science. Food science. The mixing of things, the creation of things, knowing how certain foods work. What does what? I'm thinking about eggplants. Like, when you put salt on an eggplant, it draws out all the water so that you can cook with it better. Like, stuff like that, knowing the alchemy, knowing what does what. How certain herbs are going to mix within something and create something new. How something, like something is going to mix and create something. The magic, the alchemy of something is going to mix. And we have strawberry shortcake right afterneath. I keep saying afterneath. I don't know why I keep saying that word. It's not a word, and I've never said it before, but I said it in another reading today. Afterneath, when I'm trying to say after. So after food science is strawberry shortcake. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Strawberry shortcake. Understanding how something creates something else. Maybe strawberry shortcake, that would be a good thing to understand the food science on. How things mix together to create a cake. But when I first drew this out, I was thinking about something else. Like, I just watched Strawberry Shortcake about a month ago. I watched that cartoon, Strawberry Shortcake. And it was the one with the fairy who had a broken wing. Something with her wing was like broken or something at the very beginning. And so she was being nurtured and protected by the bigger beings. Normally you wouldn't bring a fairy into your home. And at first she didn't want to go anywhere because she was a fairy. But they brought her into her home. Strawberry Shortcake and her friends brought her into the home and took care of her. And then she realized that they had all these different comforts that she had never had before. And so she actually started fake being, once her wing was all healed, she kept pretending that she was still sick or still broken. And she just kept letting them take care of her. And she was eating all the food and taking advantage of the situation. And anyways, like the dog and the cat saw that she was faking the situation, that she was no longer hurt, and that she was taking advantage of Strawberry Shortcake. And so, anyways, they kept trying to warn Strawberry Shortcake. But anyways, I don't want to go down too far. Just like she wasn't hurt anymore, but she, at the end of the story, when she finally revealed that she just was enjoying being taken care of, she was enjoying having cakes and having these different things, and she doesn't have those things in her little fairy world. They just like, you know, she has her own, like, she's in charge of like pollinating the flowers. I believe that was what she her duty, and all the flowers were starting to like wilt, and obviously needed her to come back. So anyways, we'll see what else it has to do with, or what that has to do with, like with this. Okay, so then we have Crone Wisdom. Crone Wisdom. So this is literally like the third stage, maiden, mother, crone. So this is like having gone through a full cycle of something and having wisdom on it. The crone wisdom of something. The crone stage of a cycle. Of an experience of life. Crone wisdom. Even listening to people who have crone wisdom, or like an older woman who might have something to share. Yeah, we're going to keep it like that for right now. Then we have production. Producing things. Getting things aligned to be produced. Music. Set. Okay. All right, 13, the number 13. Excuse me. The number 13. So whenever we get numbers, I just feel like that's going to be important for your own life in some way. It either is like a number within a month, and this is Libra. So Libra, October 13th. Maybe that's an important day, or yeah. But just 13 might be just an important day within another month. If something's like sticking out to you. A 13-year-old, you at 13, like this is going to come through in different ways for everyone. Okay, and then her name etched in stone. So I'm very weary about releasing a lot of like my poetry stuff, because I know there's people out there that take advantage and that steal other people's like hard work. And so I've been very much like more protective around it, like a mother, around my art, my poetry, my writings and stuff. And because it's very much like stuff that I'm producing and creating in my own life. Stuff, you know, like my hard work. I benefit from my hard work, you know, just that's how it works. But I got the King of Pentacles when I asked if I should share this with you guys, and I got the King of Pentacles. And the reason why I went through with that is because you have the Queen of Pentacles right here. So her name etched in stone. This is a poem that I wrote about love. It's about calling in the soulmate, the twin flame, the Anamkara, the mission-oriented partner. This is very much having set just very important intentions about what I'm calling in, closing all other doors except for the one door, and that's the door that only she can enter. I'm gay, so that's why I set it up like that. Her name etched in stone. It's a whole poem. I'm not going to read it. I'm still quite protective around that. If I feel called to read it for you guys, I'll put it in the shorts. But we'll see. So her name etched in stone, being very, very clear intentioned about something, even if this has nothing to do with romance or you're already in a partnership. Just being very clear about what you want, making sure that there's no other doors that are open. And I set this specifically in regards to romance or to a partnership, like all those other people from my past, all those other doors that are like partially still open, or like, you know, like the what ifs, like closing that and being very, very clear intention. Like if those people are meant to come back in my life, if any of them have any importance in my life, and if that door like ahead of me is meant for them, they'll come through that door. Closing all that stuff up, deadbolting it, whatever you need to do, and being very, very clear-minded about where you're going ahead of you. If they're coming in through the door ahead of you, then okay. Like whatever this is about, if this is about a partnership, or if it's about friends or collaboration, like whatever it is about, just being very clear intentioned. Okay. All right. So then we have find the ... smudge. Find the smudge. Literally, there's a smudge with Virgo that happened yesterday when I was painting. Find the smudge. And we have this Queen of Pentacles here, which can be Virgoan like energy. Find the smudge. Maybe this is important in your own life and in some other way. But find the smudge like immediately. And then like how this thing aligned when I was showing it earlier, when I was doing this, how that aligned directly with the sun. But it's not covering up that smudge when it's right here. You can still see that little smudge right there with the Virgo. Find the smudge. Very interesting how that's just coming through. Find the smudge. We're going to keep going. We're not going to get sidetracked. If it means something more, we'll see. It clearly feels important in some way. Okay, so we have Oaken Shield right here. So Oaken Shield, he was the dwarf prince, the leader of the dwarves, pretty much the king, because they didn't know where his father was, and his grandfather had been slain and their homeland stolen by Smog, that dragon. That's another thing. Like, I love dragon energy, like just on an energetic level. And with everything and anything in life, there's like the good and the bad polarities. And so just like dragon energy, just being clear, is not bad. Just Smog, he's like a bad dragon. Okay. He hoards the treasure. He doesn't share it. Whereas like dragon energy, healthy dragon energy, shares its hoard or knows what to share. It has a hoard of wealth and shares it. Well, or whatever it means for you. Everyone's going to have their different interpretations of that. So, okay, so Oaken Shield, leader, knowing how to lead the way, defend. This literally just came through a couple days ago. I posted it on a private playlist of mine. I see fire with the song in the background. Their journey back to their homeland with Bilbo. Okay, we'll see what else that means. Okay, purity. Purity. Having gone through something purifying, coming back to your purity. We were just talking about being purified in one of the collective readings with all the fire, having gone through like an alchemical fire process, purifying out all those like impurities from like your water, from something. Purity. Okay. All right. And check out their profile. Is there someone's profile that you need to go check out? Need to look into? Check out their profile. On like Facebook, Instagram. Sounds like just go check something out. If this is like ringing a bell for you, go check that out, or at least put it on like as an intentional thing to do. Or ask what this is about. Like, whose profile do I need to go check out? What is this? Okay. Food. Okay, so now let's flush it right back through and see what else this has to do with. So we're back at food science, right underneath the 10 of Pentacles. So food science. I just heard collaboration. Collaborating on a food project. Bringing things together. There's 10 Pentacles here. And 10 yin yangs. And the yin yang always represents like people. Someone's whole truth. They're the whole person. Their yin and their yang. So this could even be like a collective of people. Collaboration came through. So this could be like collaborating on a huge project with a bunch of people. Family. This can technically represent family. Okay, so bison recently came through for me on a synchronistic level. I'm not going to get into that part of my life because that's more personal. But I was looking into like bison stuff, specifically with the Native Americans. And they're like just the importance of the buffalo to the Native American people. And the reintroduction to the Native American, the reintroduction of the buffalo, the bison. I think it was back to the plains or not Yellowstone. Forgot what it was called, but the reintroduction of bison back to the territory. They were hunted to extinction. Back when all the, everything was going out, because they knew that was the main supply that the Native Americans were getting their food and all their shelter and stuff from. And so they were, it was, yeah. Okay, so, but the reintroduction to the bison to the plains, and they're growing now. They're prospering. The different tribes that have been bringing the bison back and forth to like the gene pool to make sure that like healthy genes are being spread back and forth amongst the tribes from different lands, and how important the bison were to the land in creating the habitat for all of the other animals, the natural things that were happening to the land when mini buffalo were on it, the natural treading of the soil, the burrows, I think that's what it's called, the burrows, whatever it's called, when they make those wallows, when they wallow into the soil and naturally create like almost like a meteor like bowl. And when it would rain, it would fill up with water. And those were natural little places for all types of creatures to come and drink their water and create new life. Like the buffalo literally created a habitat for other animals around it. It was a thriving space wherever the buffalo were, and they were hunted to extinction. That changes a land. So just, but we have 10 of Pentacles here. The bison are back, metaphorically, whatever that represents. Food science is right underneath it. Collaborating. Tribes collaborating. People. Just whatever this is representing right here. Coming together on something. Working together. The whole of everyone. Their shadows and their light. Coming together, working. Focused. Treading the land. Creating new habitats for other things to thrive and create life for themselves. Okay, then we have strawberry shortcake sitting right between the 10 of Pentacles and the, I believe it's called the Aeon card. I think that's what it was called. So sitting right between the 10 of Pentacles and the Aeon, this floating in space, being drawn to something, knowing where you're going, even with like the absence of a certain, I just heard asset, even with the absence of a certain asset. Okay, but the absence of a certain like sense, knowing how to get there, being pulled by the heat. Strawberry shortcake. Thinking about the fairy, I don't know how that goes into the story, but that's literally the only other thing, unless like strawberry shortcake is literally about food. But that's the first thing that came to my mind when I unraveled that and saw strawberry shortcake, was the fairy, that fairy story. Having nurtured something, or having been nurtured by something, not wanting to go, something having been already healed, but using something as a crux, even when it can take, when it's has its own duty to fulfill, when it maybe even enjoying like the break from life and being afraid to talk about it. If you think about it, the fairy was hiding that she was enjoying being cared for when she really didn't need to hide that, you know. She could have said, I'm enjoying this. Can I stay just a little longer? You know, and I'm sure strawberry shortcake and her friends would have like happily taken care of her and treated her to all the little yummies that were there. But she was lying about it and tricking them and doing things to trick them, to keep them distracted that she was actually healed, and she just wanted to stay there and enjoy that for a little while longer. But she had a duty to fulfill, and her duties were slacking. Like, she was in charge of pollinating the flowers, and clearly the flowers weren't being pollinated. There were strawberry flowers, clearly strawberry shortcake, strawberry, you know, the strawberry bushes were very important to that world. And she was in charge of pollinating those. And she wasn't doing that because she just, yeah. So what does that have to do with this Ten of Pentacles here and this Aeon? Ten of Pentacles, a family situation? Maybe even a family member, something going on with a family member or within a family. Maybe even knowing something is off, or maybe you can't see it fully, but you can feel it in some way. This feels like good energy. That's why I don't want to like distort it or anything. That just might be something for someone else to be aware of, or someone to be aware of. Yeah. Maybe understanding where even like someone or you is being called to show up in a new way or just show up somewhere. Maybe there's duties that you can fulfill, like a bison, you know, supporting a habitat, creating habitats. There's almost like everyone kind of has their roles, like natural roles. That's theirs to do. It changes the land. It creates a flow in life, a natural balance. I was just thinking about like even tarot readings. Like I know sometimes like people can get addicted to tarot readings. I know at one point in my life I was kind of in that space a long time ago. Until I started doing it for myself, maybe even learning how to do tarot for yourself, doing some readings for yourself. I feel like that helps like balance out the energy. You get a very clear and focused reading for yourself. Maybe just like learning something simple like that. That could just be for one person. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. All right, then we have Crone Wisdom right here underneath, completely underneath the Aeon. So Crone Wisdom, the dark side of the moon, the waning side of the moon. Just being drawn, like he's in darkness right here. Dark all around him. Crone. Maybe knowing how to get somewhere with the wisdom and that you've accrued in life. Just all the stuff that you understand and know. Knowing how to get somewhere, how to bring it forward. Even starting like your own like YouTube channel or some a project to share your wisdom, to share your knowledge, to share the things that you understand that other people could use and benefit from. Creates new habitats, pollinates people's like spiritual like energy, creates new things, grows strawberries. Can be like metaphorical like that. Yeah, your crone wisdom. The things that you've gone through in life, that you have experience on, that you're able to translate in ways that other people can use and benefit from. Yeah. All right, so then we have production. right underneath the Queen of Pentacles. Need to get some more water. Okay. Done several readings today, so my voice is getting a little okay. So production, sitting right underneath the Queen of Pentacles. Producing something new. Production of a movie, a musical project. Having this, you could even say, this is Crone wisdom. Having gotten to the mountain, having gone through all the different phases and stages to have the knowledge on something, to be at the top of this mountain, to be able to share, to have people want to come to you for your information, for your knowledge, your resources, knowing what to give out and how to give it out. In this same deck, so this came out together in a reading that I got a while back before I even started this channel. It was a very important message that I got. I got the Knight of Pentacles sitting right next to this card. And the Knight of Pentacles is a knight at the very bottom of a mountain staring up. And here she is at the very top of the mountain looking down. He's coming up, like how it came through for me, she's holding something that he needs. And he needs to climb that mountain, whether that's just experience, whether this is a version of who you are, needing to climb the mountain. And being worthy of knights, you could say, coming up to the mountain for your knowledge, for your resources, sitting up here, like being a worthy person to share. Like that's Crone energy, like the Crone energy that you have within you. Like people are willing to climb up those mountains to get it, to receive it, to ask for it. You have resources. That's what that feels like. Production, producing something. Production, like even like a YouTube channel, producing music, just whatever this is. Whatever's coming through, whatever you're thinking about with production. Then we have the number 13 sitting right between the Queen of Pentacles and the Star card. 13. Hmm. 13. It's the Death card in tarot. The transformation of something, even it's sitting between these two people, becoming the Star. Transforming this energy into the full Star, even. Knowing that you are the Star. Yeah. Even this energy, like shining brightly. And other people finding you, being drawn to you. You could even say blind people looking to see. Being able to just feel where the knowledge is, where the medicine is, being drawn in. Clearly he knows right here where he's going. He doesn't even need to see that it's that. He can feel it. He knows exactly where he's going. Through feel. Energy, whatever this is. So this could represent you, or it could represent like people coming into you, like drawing in right here. I was lining that up with hold on, or just like, there you go. That looks really cool. Okay. All right. Yeah, even just people needing you. The 13 energy, unless 13 just represents something important for you. Yeah, but like in tarot represents like transforming, the transformation of energy, rebirth, becoming something new, just knowing who you are. You're not just like a Queen of Pentacles, you're a star energy, you're all of it. You can shine like that. You can put your truth out there. You can be brave. Like whatever this is about. Okay, and then we have her name etched in stone. Being the star, being, just because this is a romantic energy, and just because we've had the star energy come out quite a bit, not actually as the star card. It's come through in different ways, but it's come through as the twin flame concept. And I definitely have a different view of what that is. I think the twin flame is literally the alchemical fire within a relationship. The soulmate is the alchemical water. The air, I mean, the autumn Kara is the alchemical air within a relationship. Mission oriented, or the missionaries, is the alchemical earth. The alchemical earth within a relationship. When I asked if I need to share her name etched in stone, the actual name, I got the King of Pentacles. That's the counterpart. That is the alchemical earth energy within a relationship. Realizing the star is a combination of all four of those, including these signs and synchronicities and how those align, how you're going to get those, how you align with your etheric energy. And that's literally just following your signs and synchronicities, trusting what you're being shown, taking the steps that you need to take. Even if you're in this energy and you can't see where you're going, feeling it, trusting you're being guided by the heat, whatever it is, however that's showing up for you. The star, literally, the sun and the star are the exact thing, just from different viewpoints and like, you know, relational, or how do you say that? Yeah. Clearly the sun is the sun to our solar system, whereas the star is the sun to other solar systems. Okay. Her name etched in stone. If that's just like about relationships or about like your romantic energy and knowing that you can become the full alchemical version of the self, and that you can also ask for that, have that reciprocated in your life, wherever you are on that. Some people are already in pretty like committed relationships and they're not looking for that, but even maybe just like even creating new things within your own relationship and understanding those different parts better even. Okay. But yeah, her name etched in stone, being very clear, focused on what you want. Having like just one door for something, like come in correctly or don't come in at all. But just like one door for something. Shutting all those other doors, those half open doors, those, you know, doors that are slightly open, like what if, shut them. That's just what I did in my own life. You do what you want to do, like whatever, however that's showing up for you. Okay. So find the smudge and find the smudge is sitting underneath food science, strawberry shortcake, and crone wisdom, and bridging this whole line right here together. Find the smudge. Find the smudge. Find the Virgo. Find the earth. Find the earth. Find the earth energy. Understand the earth energy better. Maybe a Virgo is important in some way here or can help you in some way. Purity, interesting, because Virgo can also represent the Virgin. A purifying energy. Purity of earth. 55. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. And then Oaken Shield. Leadership. Knowing how to bring people through something. Being trusted with the knowledge of something. Being trusted with a trek. Being trusted with understanding even people willing to follow you, even across like hard paths, difficult roads, high mountains, treacherous forests, and people still willing to follow your lead. Understanding that part of yourself. Crone wisdom, your crone wisdom. The worthy parts, the stuff that you've spent time alchemizing, understanding about yourself, the knowledge that you hold. There's people, we have Oaken Shield here. There's people willing to follow you through that, willing to listen to you. Like just holding something important here. Even protecting like a homeland, fighting for something, taking something back. Then we have purity. The purity of something. The purity of earth energy. Purity of earth energy. Just really reminds me of like when people trust you, they're willing to go the lengths for you. Even if they have blisters on their feet, they're cut up. That's a pure energy. That's energy people follow. Purity. Maybe even like if this is already within you, like just showing up in a new way and putting yourself out there. If this is something that you're doing for yourself, or even doing with a partner, understanding like new things within partnership, like just purifying something. Earth just feels so important right here. The buffalo, the bison, this owl sitting here with the Queen of Swords. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Oh, an owl can represent a Queen of Swords. It's air energy. Very interesting. Queen of Swords. This is Libra. I think Queen of Swords can represent Libra energy. Justice. All right. So purity. Check out their profile. Yep. I don't know what else this would have to do with, unless you already know, or just holding an intention around this in the next few days. Like, just set that intention and allow whatever comes through, come through. Yep. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It's already gotten lengthy, so. All right, I hope you got some questions that you can ask in your own life, dig into, some answers, some good alchemy to check out and look into. And yeah, I wish you well, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.